Good afternoon, everybody. Today we're going to be diving into Solana, doing some technical analysis. We're going to keep an eye on the weekly time frame, have a look at the daily as well, and see what's going on here. So for the project, again, I'll be 100% honest before I dive into this video. I don't know too much about Solana. I hear about Solana all the time, but the volatility of the project over the past couple of years for me is something that kind of kept me away from it. I did see a lot of positive news, but a lot of negative news as well. And again, emotion was just everywhere, and I was like, no, I can't do it. It's too risky on my end. But does it mean that the project doesn't have a future or it's not of value? Of course not. So today I'm specifically just going to be looking at Solana's technical analysis, the charts, what they're telling me, and potentially what could be happening for Solana in the near future. So you can see I've got some trend lines on here. So let me go over those with you firstly. Okay, so since 2021, when you topped out at this point, you can see this trend line had 3 points of contact of resistance, and each time you met that, you put in a lower low. So you had a low, resistance, a new low, resistance, a new low. And from April 2022, this trend line has not been back tested as resistance anymore. Now, if we look again, let me just keep those 3 points of contact here for Solana. Now you can see that you've also got this trend line of support here for Solana. Okay, now you had the support back in 2021. At this point, you kept putting in lower highs, and you ran down to this level of support once more. This area you bounced. Now this was in June, when a lot of projects put their lows in June 2022. This was a support area. You came up, you met resistance, you was holding it again as support once more, and then at this point here, you lost support. Now this area also has not been back tested as resistance since losing it as support. So this is something we're going to keep an eye on moving forward and explain in a little more detail in a second. But as I said, to keep in mind, 3 points of contact on this resistance line. You've got 1, 2, 3, 4 points of contact on this support line. So it wouldn't surprise me at some point that Solana may potentially come up to this area here along the lines and retest this area of previous support, turn that into resistance, and equally run into this descending resistance level that we've had since the top of the bull run, and we've only met 3 points of contact. We could potentially be looking for our fourth. Now I say that again because you've had 1, 2, 3, 4 points of contact of support. You could be looking for 1, 2, 3, somewhere along this line. Again, it's very hard to tell. I will get some fibs on and EMAs and have a look in a second, but somewhere along this line, I do think Solana has the potential to come up and meet these areas as resistance. From this low currently, Solana is up a fair dandy amount of around 100, I think it went up a total of around 115% from these lows, which is amazing. What's also nice to see on the weekly is that you're actually getting follow through here with volume. You are getting follow throughs with volume, and volume levels that you've not seen since, these June areas of support back in 2022. So it's nice to see, because it means that this break is pretty genuine, that there is volume there. And again, we could just be looking to come up and retest resistance at some point. Where is resistance? Well, to have a look at where we potentially could be looking to run into along the way on this journey back up to these lows in June, turning those into resistance. I think that will be a very strong resistance area, and we may see a larger pullback at this point for Solana if it does meet that. So you've got this, which range is that? What price is that? So you've got around $26, $25 to $30 range, I think would be key resistance, which is this red box here. I think that would be key resistance moving forward for Solana. So that's something we're going to keep an eye on. Do get that in. So from that $25 to $30 range, it'd be nice to see Solana come up here over the space of a few weeks and potentially run into this area as resistance, and then point come back for a higher low. But again, I think there's levels of resistance on our way to these targets that we are looking for. So we are looking for a potential retest of these areas of resistance that were previous support. And again, you've got this trend line. We're looking for that retest in the coming weeks. To it could take months. I'll be 100% honest with you, but I do think at some point we will retest that $25 to $30 range for Solana, and it could be very beneficial for some of us or some of you guys, who are involved in the project. Now, what I'm going to look into here as well now is the daily time frame. So you can see we've got this again. This is the daily. Sorry, get these trend lines out for a second. So you can see that the stock RSI on the daily, we're going to look at that for a second as well. The stock RSI on the daily time frame is in the very over overbought areas. You know, whenever you're in these sort of areas, if we look at the price, so we'll tie up that area there. Look what happened when you was here. You rolled over in the stock RSI because you was in the overbought zone, and you rolled over in price. Again, you had this little relief rally here that you coiled up, but you met resistance, failed to break above, and then you put in this new low where you rolled over here, and this is the current low that you're holding since December. So you can see that from that December low, you've pumped up in price 100%. The stock RSI has pumped up in price as well. Sorry, pumped up in momentum, and right now you are in the same areas that you was in before you had these crashes. Okay, so we do need to be cautious here. I think potentially before we run up to these to that $25-$30 range that we was talking about on the weekly, the previous support that we lost, until we run up into that, I think we are going to pull back here in the near short term for Solana. A lot of projects are reaching their 20-week EMA. I think Bitcoin's one of them specifically, and at that point, you know, Bitcoin hasn't retested that for a while. We could be meeting very strong resistance, and a lot of projects looking to roll over to find support. So where could we be looking to find support on the daily here for Solana? Well, you can see from this low in December, we're retracing from this low back up to this high that we lost support of, which was back in November 2022. So literally within the space of less than 2 months, you can see that Solana crashed 80%. Now, it's no surprise to see some sort of relief and V-shaped attempt of recovery here for the project. And again, there was some relatively good news that came out about it. I remember hearing not too long ago in regards to NFTs, I think it was. But you can see that from this low, retracing back up to this high, we're running into the 050 here at $17.60. You've hit it once, and today you're just trying to push up to it again for a second time as resistance. But I think off of this low, you have come up quite impulsively. It wouldn't surprise me that we meet resistance here, because we had it as resistance at this point too, where you put this low in, you came up, you turned the 050 at $17.60 into resistance, and then you eventually put in a new low. From this low, you've now retraced back up to previous levels of resistance here at $17.60. So it's a second point of contact that a second time we're attempting this. What we would like to see here is some sort of pullback for a higher low on the daily time frame. So because we're meeting this as resistance, if we fail to close above $17.60 this week, I do think we may come back and put in some sort of higher low here, looking to hold support before continuation back up to the June 2022 lows. Support level, of $25 to $30, as we was talking about earlier. So what we could be looking for is a potential retracement from this $17.60 mark back down to this low that we put in December. And you can see that key areas for me, well, the golden pocket for me for support, if we do get a pullback this week, would be between $11.80 and $10.79. Now, I think this may provide a golden opportunity and a short up from this price range, or current price of around 30 to 35%. I know it seems scary, guys, but you've got to understand that you've come up really impulsively here. If we do meet resistance at this 050 mark and this level of previous resistance we met before, at this $17.60 mark, I do think potentially coming back for a higher low here would be healthy to charge up, coil up a little bit more, and then start reattempting to tackle out that $17.60 range, looking to retrace back up to the previous level of resistance that we had the fib on from this low, retracing to this high before at around $38 back in November. So it could be a slow and steady journey here for the project. We can get some EMAs on to give some confluence here as well. I do think, yeah, we are starting to drag these EMAs up. If you get this bullish cross on the daily and you come back and hold a higher level of support and start to break out, amazing. Absolutely amazing, because you'd have this low, you'd be putting a higher low in, and if you tackle out this high, you can see that you've got a low, a high, a higher low, and you'll be putting in a higher high, and you'll be taking out levels of resistance, i.e. this $17.60 mark, on your way retracing back to this November high of around $38. So in the near short term, as I've said, I think we are looking for support. We are looking for this golden pocket between $11.80 and $10.80, that sort of range. I know there's quite a bit of space in between those, but this is the golden pocket. This is the area that we do look for support. Once you've had an impulsive wave, to get confirmation that you're going to hold it and continue, is coming back to this pocket and looking for a continuation break back up to $17.60. Okay, forming some sort of Elliott wave 1, 2, 3, 4, 5, or some sort of A, B, C correction, holding a higher low than the previous low breaking out, okay, that would be absolutely amazing for Solana. But again, we have to bear in mind we are running into resistance at this $17.60 mark, and this is our areas of support I would be looking for on the daily of around a 34% short opportunity. At this point, you would see this RSI start to potentially roll down here as the price does deteriorate and start to come down, and this is where again you could find optimal opportunity in the oversold areas, but you'll still be putting in a higher low over time if that does occur. So that's something to keep an eye on, guys, moving forward here. What else did I want to say? I wanted to give you guys a projection, this is just, again, a thought theory. I like to do this on a lot of my videos, but a projection moving forward into the future, potentially if Solana recovers here into the next bull run. You can see this is really nasty on the monthly time frame, but you have had some sort of Elliott wave here. You've had a wave 1, a wave 2, a wave 3, a wave 4, and this is a wave 5 right here. So potentially this could be the low, okay? If we hold this mark of around $8 back in December, this could be the low in here for Solana. So what we're going to look at again, it's just a thought theory, whatever you want to call it, okay, an experiment, okay, a thought experiment. What we're looking for, if we tackle out this all-time high and Solana does manage to eventually pick up some momentum here, some steam, and gradually work its way back up to these prices over time, I do think you're looking at a $676 Solana, and from current price in the next bull run, that would be a 3,900% move for the project at a minimum. That would be my minimum target, and then my extension target. A lot of projects do meet these in their bull runs from their previous bull run bear market lows. You'd be looking at 13k% up to $2,000. Again, I like Hopium. I do like it. You know, it's good to look at these projections and have some good thoughts. It's miles and miles and miles away, but fear never feels like opportunity. I say that in most videos. Fear never feels like opportunity. It never does. It never does. So yeah, guys, that's a quick update for you. One more thing that I wanted to point out to you as well, actually, that could be a good area of support to potentially get involved in, is this area here. I can see that you've got this level of resistance. Here you go. You put this low in, resistance. You put in a new low. Right now, you're breaking above that. Closing above that this week would be healthy. So closing above the $14.20 range would be lovely. And again, you could have a little breakout here where you could see Solana again. If this was some irregular double bottom, Solana could be on its way retracing back up to. This might be a little bit of confluence here as well. Just noticing this on the weekly. If we look in the daily, it might be a little bit better for us actually. Let's look at the daily. So yeah, we could be seeing Solana on its way up to $26. And as I said, if it does meet that is where you was holding support back in June last year. So from current price, if that's where Solana is looking to get to in this impulsive move, that's another 55% opportunity. Does it have to happen? Of course not. I have just said that I am expecting potentially some sort of retracement here at the 050 at $16.50. But having a pullback at this point, I do think would be rather healthy. Coming back for support and then looking to break out and eventually meet this irregular double bottom breakout that target back up to this $26 mark that we was looking at. So yeah, guys, that's a quick update for you today on Solana. I hope you enjoyed the content. If you did, please do like, comment, and subscribe. Hit that notification bell. Until next time, from Chart Nerd TA, everybody take care. Have a great weekend. Peace out.